Beer? Thought Eat This is supposed to be a food blog.
It is a food blog. Beer's food. It's liquid bread.
Now I see you put butter and jelly on it.
Look, I'm training with that guy David today from Urban Oyster. He wants me to start giving their beer tours, so we're going to some breweries, we're training today. I figure I may as well bring my camera and, kill two birds with one stone, make an episode. Look, if you don't want to come with me, I'll just go on my own.
Of course I want to come with you. It just, I don't want you to sell out, man. The beer thing sounds kind of like a gimmick. I mean, next thing you're going to be doing is the best tap water in New York.
Not a bad idea. Save some money. I'm Brian Hoffman, and I'm a self-proclaimed foodie. Join me as I search for the best food New York has to offer. This episode, I'm having a liquid meal. I'm raising my glass to find the best locally made craft beers in or around the city. I've tried lots of different styles of ales and lagers at lots of craft beer bars. But the journey continues today as I hit 3 breweries in my quest for the best. But for now, I'm gonna shut up and eat this.
Maybe for this episode you want to call it Drink This New York?
No, it doesn't have the same ring as Eat This New York. Besides, I can't just change the name of my blog. I've got a following.
Your parents don't count as a following.
Brian.
Oh, Dave, you're here.
Yeah, I've been inside.
Oh, this is my friend Adam. He's just going to film a little something for my web series, if that's okay.
As long as Urban Oyster gets the credit.
Sure, we'll put a little title on the screen at the bottom.
Actually, beer is a great subject for a food show. The difference between craft beer and mass-produced beer is that craft beer concentrates on substance and flavor. It's a culinary experience.
See, it's a culinary experience.
Why, thank you.
We should get inside. Why don't you tell me what you learned from that study guide I sent you?
Beer's been around since ancient times, when people probably discovered beer making by accident. As time went on, the recipe was refined to steeping milled barley malt in hot water, adding hops for flavor and preservative, and then introducing yeast, which converts the sugars into alcohol and carbonation. The first known brewery in America was founded in the 1600s at the southern tip of New Amsterdam, which is now Lower Manhattan. Germans who immigrated to New York in the 1800s brought lager beer with them and opened breweries and beer gardens in the Lower East Side and Brooklyn. In its heyday, New York had a total of 128 breweries. Due to prohibition and many other factors, beer culture disappeared from New York. By 1976, there were no more breweries left in the city, and you'd have to drink a mass-produced, flat-tasting beer from the Midwest if you wanted a buzz. But in the last few decades, new breweries and bars have brought local craft beer back to the city. And now you can get full-flavored beers at local spots like
508 Gastro Brewery. It's a great American restaurant where they just happen to brew their own beer in the basement. We're going to try some of their beers. You guys thirsty?
I'm thirsty. Do you maybe want to buy me a beer so we can get to know each other?
Actually, I'm working right now. Sorry.
I'll buy her a beer.
You're working too.
Take some time off work and head down to 508 Gastro Brewery in the West Village for a meal, a beer, or both. You can get classic American dishes with a twist. Pizza with figs, blue cheese, and spicy ham. Short-rib burgers, and pastas with fresh seasonal ingredients like lamb and lavender. But the kicker is you can now pair all this food with house-made beers. Co-owner and co-chef Anderson Sant'anna de Lima has always had a passion for beer making, but didn't always have the resources.
And a friend of my wife said something about a homebrew kit for her husband, and I said I would love to get one. And my wife gave me one, and that's the beginning of the story.
The story continues now as the Brazilian native brews all his own beer in the basement of the restaurant. They make 1 barrel of beer at a time in a very cramped space, but always have a rotating list of 7 styles to choose from. They range from a crisp, sweet cream ale, to a light, citrusy Hefeweizen, to a dark brown ale. And Anderson is constantly inventing new beers with the seasons. Downstairs, behind the kitchen, you'll find the tiny laboratory where he brews, ferments, and conditions about a barrel of beer at a time, which equals about 31 gallons. They've even started bottling their beers, and once they have a license, they hope to sell it off-premises. What does the future hold for 508?
And we're looking at locations and planning, see what is possible to actually open a real brewery.
But for now, you can sample some of this very small production beer in a comfortable, romantic setting with refined, delicious food and truly homemade craft beers. It doesn't get better than that.
questions?
Yeah. What's your secret?
No secret. I just do a lot of research and drink a lot of beer.
No, he means with the girls.
What girls?
What girls? You've had 6 girls come up to you in the last hour trying to flirt with you, and you act as if it happens all the time.
Oh, it does happen all the time.
You are a god.
No, actually, it's just this. I got married last year, and ever since I got married, girls seem to find me really attractive. At first it was cool, but now it's just annoying. It's just part of my daily routine.
I need to be on a routine like that.
I need to lose some weight.
Magic is happening inside an industrial building in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn, where brewmaster Kelly Taylor is making some of the freshest and most diverse craft beer in New York. He started brewing at a very early age.
When I was 18, it was easier to buy the ingredients and make beer than it was to go to the corner 7-Eleven and have somebody buy it for you, you know?
And he continues to make his own beer at Greenpoint Beer Works, a brewery that produces many different labels in a 2-story space. This place is most notably the home of Heartland Brewery, a chain of brew pubs that's been serving hungry and thirsty New Yorkers since 1995. The facility allows him to keep a consistent product and brew enough beer for all 7 locations of the restaurant.
We built this place out for Heartland Brewery in 2002 to 2003, and then I decided I wanted to brew my own thing and do my own beers, and I approached the ownership of this facility in Heartland Brewery and asked them if I could just brew my own beer out of here anyway and put my own name on it. So they allowed me to do that, and I've been doing that ever since.
Kelly's own beer is called Kelso of Brooklyn, and it can be found on tap at the best bars and restaurants in the state. In addition to Heartland and Kelso, Kelly also contract brews for some other local craft breweries that needed more space, like Empire and Great South Bay. All the beer here is made with an eye for detail and a focus on the craft.
Craft beer is important because it's got a lot more flavor. And it's got a lot more layers. It's much more enjoyable on a superficial level, just on an initial flavor level, but it's a lot more satisfying, I think, to your soul and to your body, because you're eating something or you're consuming something that's made with care and has got a lot of layers to it. Not saying that the bigger stuff isn't made with care, but it's not designed to have a lot of layers. It's designed to be flavorless.
Ryan, you should really pay attention to what Kelly's talking about with craft beer here, because this is what we're trying to communicate on our Brewed in Brooklyn tour. That craft brewers like Kelly put a lot of passion and substance into their beer, which is why mass-produced brewers have to resort to silly gimmicks to sell their beer.
That's exactly right. We don't do a lot of silly gimmicks. We put a lot of ingredients into our beers. We put hops and malts, and in some cases we put our beers into interesting things like these barrels here, so you can get more flavor. In fact, I think Peter's doing some barrel aging over there right now, if you want to go give him a hand.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'd take your nice stuff off though. You're gonna get it mucky.
Oh, that'd be great. Thanks, Kelly.
Sure. Have fun.
Oh man, I can't wait to do this. Oh yeah, can't take this.
So, Kelly, right?
Right.
So are you married, Kelly?
Yes, I am. My wife's name is Sonia. In fact, that's where the name Kelso comes from. Kelly and Sonia.
Kelly, Sonia, and their team produce a wide range of beer styles, and they're constantly experimenting to develop new and interesting flavor profiles by aging their regular beers in different barrels. But it always starts with the basics: water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. Upstairs, there are big bags of many varieties of malts, which all impart different flavors to the beer. There's even a dark roasted chocolate malt, which is used for Kelso's winter lager. Sounds dark and mysterious.
B. Hoffman, what is going on, man? Freaking in there filming, you're gone. What is this? Is this a wedding ring on your right hand? You don't even know you're... Did you steal that wedding ring?
Look, it's only fair if I get a chance to pick up ladies too. Now that I got a wedding ring, I'll be much more manly. Like those guys in the beer commercial. Besides, David's married, for Christ's sakes. What does he need a wedding ring for? Logic, passion, and fresh, local ingredients are the key to Kelso and Heartland Brewery's success. So much exciting production happens in this facility, about 15,000 barrels a year, that it's easy to get lost. But wherever you turn, you'll find some quality craft beer. So, you want to go out Saturday night?
That sounds like fun.
I am a married man.
Are you kidding? I don't date married men.
What kind of woman do you think I am?
Wait, no, I'm not married. Did I say I'm married? I'm a single man. I'm single.
What are you doing?
Nothing. That girl was just, harassing me. I can't keep the ladies away either, you know.
Okay, whatever. Well, this is Brooklyn Brewery, and this is where we start our Brewed in Brooklyn tour, so we need to get in there. So we're here at Brooklyn Brewery. It is Brooklyn's oldest current brewery. It got started in 1996 here at this location, founded by Steve Hindy and Tom Potter.
Homebrewers Steve and Tom brought beer making back to New York and have since turned Brooklyn Brewery into one of the biggest and best craft breweries in the country. In 1994, they brought on acclaimed brewmaster Garrett Oliver, who had a similar philosophy on craft beer.
Well, who knew that beer could actually be something flavorful, interesting, complex, etc. I thought I was drinking beer in college, but in fact, I was drinking a mass market version, which was kind of like eating Wonder Bread and thinking that you had bread.
With limited space in the brewhouse, some of the brewing happens upstate in Utica. But the Williamsburg Brewery recently underwent a huge expansion.
Well, we added 16,000 square feet, which is a lot of space. Eventually, once we put in more tanks than we even have now, right now we're at about 40,000 barrels of capacity. By the time we put in more tanks, we'll actually be up to about 100,000 barrels of capacity, and that will finally max out, this space. So, we're going to be doing a lot of things. There are always experiments going on. We're expanding our Brewmaster's Reserve line of specialty beers that we bring out every few months. We're bringing some beers that we currently brew upstate back in-house, and we're brewing more of the things we've already been brewing here.
Garrett is the author of several books on the subject of beer, including the new Oxford Companion to Beer, a 900-page encyclopedia.
You can read about pretty much anything, that you want, and a few things that you never thought you wanted to know about. But you catch it in the corner of your eye, and you go wandering off, and I think that it's a fun book to wander through.
So much talking. I'm gonna go grab another brewski. This way? They sure are tasty.
Did he call my beer a brewski? What's wrong with it?
You can sample those brewskis in the tasting room on Friday nights or Saturday and Sunday afternoons. People gather with family and friends to get a taste of whatever's on tap. It's a great place to relax, drink delicious beer, and if you're lucky, meet people.
What's wrong?
I can't find my wedding ring. I think I might have left it at the last brewery. Oh no, my wife's meeting me here. I'm gonna be in big trouble.
Wait a minute, wasn't our new pal over there wearing a ring?
Hey, is this seat taken?
No, you can sit there if you like.
So what's your name?
Kate?
Hey Kate, I'm Brian. I'm a married tour guide who loves beer. You wanna see my wedding ring?
What are you doing to my wife?
Your wife?
This lunatic.
He's our newest tour guide. Is that my wedding ring?
Look, I'm sorry. I thought it would help me pick up girls.
Brian, haven't I taught you anything today? Using a ring to pick up girls is just a gimmick, like mountains turning blue or vortex bottles. Women want men of substance, like a good craft beer.
You're right. You've got to have confidence and a quality product before anybody, consumers or single ladies, really start paying attention. So join Urban Oyster for a tour all about the history and current state of craft beer. Be sure to follow my blog as my search for the best beer in New York continues, and join me for the next episode when I tackle another New York classic. Well, guess we don't need this anymore.
Dave, is that your wedding ring?
Oops.